Hi, it's Amor, and I am the founder of Education Innovations. We are going to get started in a few minutes, and our topic today is how do I figure out the right college or colleges for me? Because you don't want to just choose one. You want to have a series of at least a few colleges that you can apply to. So we'll get started in right now. It's 8 o'clock, and our topic tonight is how do I figure out the right college for me? And so there are basically 5 things that you need to keep in mind. 1 is the size. 2 is the location. 3 are the academic offerings. 4, what's available socially. And 5 is the alumni success. How successful are the alum? So once again, the 5 factors in determining whether or not a college is right for you or colleges are right for you, or you have to look at the size, the location, the academic offerings, the social atmosphere or environment, and the alumni success. Those are the factors which I am going to discuss tonight with you. Once again, if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to write them in the comments so that I can address them. So the first factor is size, and let me try to keep this camera straight. So the size of a college is one of the most important factors for a person, because you have to decide whether or not you are comfortable in a large college or medium-sized college or, say, a small college. And probably it depends on what your experiences in education have been before. You may be an independent learner, so being in a large college doesn't really matter to you, because no matter what, you'll do the work, and you are independent enough and bold enough to go create relationships with your professors if you need help. So the size of the college is absolutely important. And not only the size of the college or university, but you want to look at the student-professor ratio. And when I say the student-professor ratio, is on the average, how many students does a professor have? You absolutely want to ask that question. What is, sometimes people call it in high school the student-teacher ratio, but in college it would be the student-professor ratio. So how many, what is basically the caseload or student load of a professor? Do they usually have 500 students that are assigned to them, 1,000, or maybe just 50? And that can determine the quality of the education. So you definitely want to look at the class. When I say the class, the size of the college, whether or not it is a large college, a medium college, or a small college, and also the student-professor ratio, so that you can see if it fits your needs. The second thing that you want to definitely look at is the location. And the location can be rural, suburban, or the college can be in a city. And once again, you have to determine what you like. But then another factor you want to look at is the infrastructure of the location where your college is. And I say that's very important in the sense that, does that location, is the city wired around that college or university? Are there other things that are available in that location? So in a rural area, if you do need to work, and it needs to be more than just work study, because maybe you cannot survive off of just getting work study and loans, what's available for you to do outside of what's available at college to basically make ends meet? Whether or not you are in a rural area, a suburban area, or a city area, those are kind of factors you want to look at. The location. What other things are available in the location of the college? Again, if you're okay with being in a rural area, well, then go ahead and pick the rural school. Some people like to go to a college in a rural area where it's just a college town because they feel like they can concentrate. it's whatever you desire. Some people like to have a suburban kind of college atmosphere so they can feel like, they're at home. But there are other things that they can do, for example, going to restaurants and things of that nature. And then the city speaks for itself. Some people like to pick colleges that are in the city because they don't want to just be isolated to just the college experience. They want to see what it's like in a city atmosphere and partake in the different activities and cultural museums, transportation, and being able to fly out. Some people, for example, choose New York City to go to school. So although there may be a lot going on for somebody who is trying to get jobs outside of work study, that might be the perfect location because there are many jobs that are available. The next factor that is crucial to choosing and figuring out the right college for you is looking at the academic offering of the college or university. Is that you want to check, is that school accredited? Because you don't want to go through your 4 years and find out that your college isn't accredited and that your degree means nothing. So that's first regarding academics. The second is you want to look at the type of professors that are available. How many are the majority of the professor or the faculty? Are they tenured? Or are they adjunct professors? Because if your college or university relies solely on adjunct professors, those professors might not be available because they might have to have, they can't survive with just one job. So when you go in for office hours, they may be working at their other institution to make ends meet. So you want to look at how are the majority of the professors at that college or university tenured, and or is your whole college or university basically staffed by adjunct professors? You also want to look at, does your college or university have programs that are looking at emerging fields? Because we are in the 21st century. So although you are getting your college education, there are fields that are emerging that we don't even know exist. How is that college or university addressing those emerging fields? Is it giving you as a student opportunities to tinker in those fields so that you can get a job when you get out of college, or be one of the forerunners into new fields that will be created in the 21st century? Another thing that is absolutely important is how many research grants does your college or university have? And that will allow you to work for professors by being like a work study researcher, or even volunteering to help out your professor. So they may be working on, say you're majoring in chemistry and someone's working on the chemical reactions of certain chemicals and how they affect the atmosphere. So if a professor is doing that and you're interested, you can do work study if it's available, or you qualify for it, or you can volunteer so that by the time that you get out of college or your university, you have some research under your belt to help give you credibility in your field. And then also, what kind of grants are the colleges and universities being rewarded for? So a grant that may be given to a college or university also tells you what that college or university specializes in. So with the academic, you want to make sure that you're choosing the right college that has what you are interested in. And if you're not sure, you definitely might want to try a liberal arts college because it gives you a general overview so that you get a whole bunch of different topics that you could be interested in that you can utilize and then make a decision in your sophomore year on what you want to major in. And the fourth aspect of choosing a great college is that you want to look at the social atmosphere and the social things that are available. What kind of parties are available? If you just are all studying and you don't partake in the parties, you may not be a happy camper. So you want to look at what parties are available to help enhance your social life. In addition to that, you want to look at what intellectual activities are available outside of required courses. Do they have hackathons? Do they have a maker space so that you can network and meet other people at your colleges and in the cities or suburban or rural locations where you're at, so that you can start developing your skills and building a network that you can become a part of once you graduate? And the next thing that you also want to do is you definitely want to look at the alumni and what is the alumni success rate? And when I say the alumni success rate, anyone can tell you in a flyer or online that their college is the best college and that their alumni are successful. You want to look at their graduation rates for 4 years. Most colleges and universities don't really have like a really high graduation rate. So what they do to inflate it is they'll say our graduation rate is, but then when you look at the fine print, you find out that the graduation rate is actually for completing your degree in 6 years. You want to find out what is the graduation rate for students within 4 years. You all know that every year college tuition goes up, and if you have to pay for that, the longer that you are in school, the more that you will be paying for college. So ask and find out if they have information available for the college or university that you're interested in. What are the graduation rates for students within 4 years? Because you want to try to get out in 4 years so that you're not paying more than you should. In addition to that, if you're a transfer student, you might want to look at what are the graduation rates for transfer students. If you are transferring in from community college or another school, usually people come in as a sophomore when they transfer into four-year colleges and or universities. Do those transfer students graduate within 2 years? If they don't, again, the longer that you stay at the university or college, the more that you pay. So you want to look at those graduation rates. Another important aspect is, what is the placement rate of alumni in their different or prospective career fields? How many students or alum are placed in careers right after they graduate? Another aspect is, does the college or university have graduate school pipelines that you can become a part of, especially if you're thinking about doing, in basically a lot of specialized fields, you need to go to graduate school. So, for example, if you're going to become a doctor, you have to you have to go to graduate school or med school right after undergrad. And so what are the graduate school pipelines that are available? Does your college or university have pipelines to highly ranked medical schools? If you're trying to be a lawyer, what is the pipeline from your college or university to great law schools? And then you also have to look at, when you are trying to go to different graduate schools, are the graduate schools that the pipelines are built in, are they geared towards your specialty? What is the graduate, if you, like I said before, if you want to, for example, be a lawyer, but you want to specialize in patent law because it's not just about property, it's about intellectual property now. And so patent law is becoming very important. Are your colleges and universities connected to a graduate school pipeline for a law school that specializes in patent law? So those are the kinds of things that you really need to look at and to determine, which college is the right place for you, and only you can tell. And if you can, when I say the Alumni Success, don't rely on the college or university admissions office to tell you those things. Reach out to alum. And if you can reach out to them in person, it's even better. Or reach out to them on Facebook or electronically, and reach out and then see if you can maybe have coffee with them so they can tell you about their experience and what they're doing now. If you find that a lot of people who are graduating from the college or university you think you might be interested in are not necessarily doing where you are not successful in how you think you should be successful, then you might want to choose another place. So, for example, if you see people that you admire, or you like the work that they do, ask them where they went to college, where they got their skills, because it's not just getting a college education, it's becoming part of a network to build the skills that you need so that you could be successful in the fields that you want. It's not just about getting that diploma. It's adding yourself into networks that you would not have had an opportunity to be part of if you weren't at that college or university. So if that college or university cannot provide you with a quality education and plugging you into good networks, then you want to reconsider that college. It's about having a good academic program, social activities available, plugging you into the network so that you can become successful after you graduate and you want a career, or you're going to graduate school so that you can get your career started once you go to graduate school. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and write that into the comment section and I can answer that. I kind of went pretty quickly. So again, this webinar was, how do I figure out the right college / colleges for me? You don't want to just look at just one college. When I say the colleges for me, you want to have at least 3 to 5 colleges that you are going to be applying to. And so there are 5 factors that you should look at when you are applying to those schools to determine, so you won't waste your money, are the 5 factors that determine whether or not a college is right for you. You want to look at the size, and when we mean what we mean by size is look at how large the college is and how large are their classes. Look at the student-professor ratio. You also, number 2, you want to look at the location. Is it rural, suburban, or in the city? And what do you feel most comfortable in? 3rd, you want to look at the academic offerings. Are they accredited? Are the professors, the majority of them, tenured? Or are the faculty mostly made up of adjunct professors? How do they address emerging fields of study that are coming about? What kind of research does that college or university do or is known for? And what grants have they attained? Social aspects of the college are number 4. You want to make sure that they have parties that you like to go to. Do they have intellectual activities outside of the required courses? For example, you're trying to figure out what you want to do in life, and you may not have already figured that out. Are there speakers that come to the college or university that are outside of the required classes where you can, explore and listen to people in different fields so that you can find out what you may be interested in? And number 5, you want to look at the alumni success. What are the graduation rates for students within 4 years? How many of the alum are placed in careers once they graduate? And which graduate school pipelines are available? So this is our webinar for tonight. Once again, is how do you figure out the right college for you? And there are 5 factors that you have to consider: the size, the location, the academic offerings, what's available socially, and the alumni success rate. And that's how you choose the right colleges for you. One aspect that we will be going in that is very, I know people may be saying to themselves, well, why isn't she just talking about, or why didn't she address cost? So you, of course, want to address costs, but you don't want to put yourself out of applying for colleges because you think you can't afford it. You may think that you can't afford it, but there could be financial aid available for you, and you don't want to put a college you don't want to take yourself out of applying for college because you think you can't afford it. Because if you have really good things that you can offer to the college community and they think you might be a good fit, they'll go ahead and pay for you. Also, if you your parents or your family make a certain income, under a certain income amount, the college could be available to you at a discounted rate, or you could have college paid for free. So I think I think it might be Stanford. Like, for example, is if the family makes under $60,000 and you get into Stanford, it's free. So don't take yourself out of your dream college because you think that you can't afford it. Okay. I'm gonna take a second and see if you all have any questions. And yeah, so let me see if you have any questions. And again, this is just an overview of the 5 things that you need to look at when you are trying to figure out the right college for you: size, location, academic offerings, social events that are available, and alumni success. And in order to get a good gauge of the perfect school, you definitely want to talk with a counselor. And like I stated before, a counselor may not be available to you, or your parents may not be available to work with you. So we can here at Education Innovations, and we're looking forward to it, so that we can develop a list for you of the schools that are match your needs. So right now, let me see whether or not there are any questions that are pending regarding how do you figure out the right college for you. And don't ever let anyone tell you that you aren't college material, because there is a right college for everyone. Let's see. Okay. So I don't see any questions right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish this video. And if you have any questions that you think of after this webinar, go ahead and put it in the comment section, and then I can go ahead and address those questions. Okay. Thank you.